Canelo's going back and forth with Turkey. And if that fight is off the table, are you really motivated still by becoming undisputed at 54? And yeah, like what's the biggest motivating goal or fight out there if the Canelo fight just can't happen?
To be honest, that was my motivation fight. You know, it's crazy and it makes me laugh with all the antics that Canelo is doing and saying in the media and whatnot about the size and he won't get no credit and all this type of things. But Canelo been fighting smaller guys his whole career. Canelo been making his own catch weight for years. Mm-hmm. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather. Canelo fought a smaller not Amir Khan, but Amir Khan.
Yeah, he did. He did at 155. Yeah,
Amir Khan. You know, he fought Jamel Charlo, and I'm pretty sure he didn't make as much money with all those guys except Mayweather, even Berlanga right now, that he will with me. But yet and still, you know, he have all these excuses why he don't want to take a fight with me. If it's all about business, then you doing good business. If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you know, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, you know, he got that in the back of his head. You know, this guy, for one, he's tough. For two, he's a boxer. He moves. He can punch. He can do it all. I can't slip up and lose to this little guy. Then what will my fans think of me? What will my Mexican people think of me? So, you know, it's a big risk for him. Like he said, he don't get nothing out of it, but he does get a lot of it out of it. You know, none of those guys was pound for pound best fighter in the world that he fought when it was coming up in weight. None of those guys. You know, he wasn't getting the amount of money threw at him guaranteed for those guys that he's getting with me. So it just goes to show, you know, the level of respect. I look at it as respect that he give me. I don't look at it as disrespect. I look at it as the level of respect that, you know, he think of me as a fighter.
That was the pound-for-pound king, Terence Bud Crawford, giving his reaction to Canelo Alvarez only willing to fight him for $150 million. With that same breath, he said he wanted $150 million to $200 million to fight David Benavidez because he only brings 25 pounds more. Mind you, Edgar Berlanga brought 25 pounds more on fight night. But Canelo didn't want nowhere close to even $50 million to fight Edgar Berlanga. To make matters worse, even though Crawford brings 25 pounds less than Canelo, Canelo still wants $150 million to fight Crawford. The oldest excuse in the book to duck is to overprice yourself, and that's how much Canelo Alvarez fears Crawford. That's right, Canelo is not only ducking Benavidez, he's ducking Crawford as well. This man is terrified of Bivol rematch, of Beterbiev, of Benavidez, and also the pound-for-pound king, Terence Bud Crawford, who has to move up pretty much 3 weight classes to fight him. The funny thing about it, Canelo said, oh, Crawford is easy money, and he was criticizing Crawford for the Madrimov fight. But as you guys heard what Crawford told Canelo, how you gonna criticize my performance when you couldn't do what I did? When you moved up to your 4th weight class, you lost to obviously Bivol, where Canelo got whooped every single round. Meanwhile, when Crawford moved up to his 4th weight class to fight Bivol teammate Madrimov, Crawford clearly beat him. So you can't criticize someone when you fail to do the same thing. Crawford won, Canelo lost. Simple and plain. If Canelo said Crawford is easy money, then show us. Take that easy money of your biggest payday that Turkey is offering you to fight Crawford. What's the problem? It ain't like Canelo never fought anyone smaller than him. In fact, it's the contrary. Canelo is notoriously known for fighting mostly fighters who are smaller than him. He made many fighters move up multiple weight classes, from Amir Khan, Jamel Charlo, Josecito Lopez, Munguia, Floyd Mayweather, Ricky Hatton brother, and the list goes on and on and on. I guess since Canelo will never be the best at anything in boxing, except of obviously ducking, cherry picking, and taking PEDs, Canelo has turned his attention to the YouTube boxing. He wants to become the pound-for-pound #1 YouTuber, since he can't become the #1 pound-for-pound boxer. I mean, forget about Canelo dreaming about being pound-for-pound #1 over the pound-for-pound king Terence Crawford. Canelo is not even the best fighter in his own weight class. When he was at 168, guess what? Benavidez and Morrell were the best 2 fighters in that weight class, and Canelo ducked Benavidez for over 5 years. So that tells you everything you need to know about Canelo. Each time Saul Canelo Alvarez went to a certain weight class, he ducked the best competition. When Canelo was at 154, he ducked all of the champions for years, and that was the Charlo brothers and Andrade. When he moved up to 160, he ducked Andrade again. Not for one belt this time, but for all of the belts. For undisputed, after he said he wants to be undisputed, that's his dream, is to become the first Mexican undisputed champion in the middleweight division. Well, he ducked Andrade for that, for his biggest payday at that time too. Canelo Alvarez is without a doubt the GOAT of ducking, to the point they created a belt, a duck belt for Canelo Alvarez to allow him to continue maneuvering and ducking. That was the WBC franchise belt. Y'all remember that belt? Well, that belt was created because of Canelo Alvarez's request to duck his mandatory Jamal Charlo. And at 168, obviously, he ducked the Mexican monster Benavidez and his other mandatory Morrell. Lastly, at 175, he ducked Beterbiev, and obviously he's ducking the Bivol rematch. That's all Canelo Alvarez is known for, is either ducking, cherry picking, losing. The way Canelo became a superstar was him losing to Floyd, believe it or not. Lastly is taking PEDs. This man takes PEDs, gets caught, and still ends up with a draw or robbing his opponent. And now Canelo found a new angle, which is Jake Paul, the YouTube world. The crazy part about it, he can do that as long as he vacates all of the titles so we can move on. We could care less about Canelo. At this point, he's really a Jake Paul in boxing. That's how we look at him. All of his previous fights for years has been exhibitions, and that's a fact. If he want to do these exhibitions, fine. Just vacate all of the belts so the real fighters can fight for the belts. Don't keep the division hostage. Now, Canelo said he want to fight Jake Paul instead of Benavidez, Crawford, Beterbiev, Bivol rematch, due to the fact he want to revenge Mike Tyson. The funny thing about that is Mike Tyson told Canelo, man, you are shameful to the Mexican culture. You are afraid of Benavidez. You are afraid to lose. Basically, grow some cojones. Mike Tyson even told Canelo, where is your pride? He told Canelo what Andrade told Canelo. Where is your cojones at? Nowhere to be found, that's for sure. Canelo have the audacity to say, yeah, I want to fight Jake because I want to avenge Mike Tyson. If you want to avenge Mike Tyson, then fight the man who Mike Tyson named the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. And if Canelo wants to fight Jake Paul, that's fine. Fight Jake in May. Canelo can get off the couch and beat Jake Paul. Then fight Terence Bud Crawford in September. That's the way to do it. If you're going to fight Jake, at the very least, fight both. But it's super embarrassing. I mean, I've never seen a fighter that's more embarrassing than Canelo at this point. He want to fight Jake instead of Crawford, Bivol rematch, Benavidez, and Beterbiev. All of these fights are huge mega fights, and Canelo will make a lot of money. The biggest paydays of his career. Turkey just offered it to him to fight Crawford, and he turned it down. That being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below on Canelo Alvarez stamping his career as the biggest duck of all time. No ducking, no life for Canelo. Subscribe below, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Are you open to fighting Conor McGregor next year?
Yeah, why no? And then we show boxing is better. Easy, way easy money. Oh, at the time I want. 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever I want.
¿Te gustaría enfrentar a Floyd Mayweather otra vez?
Sí, claro que sí. Me encantaría tener la oportunidad de quitarme la espinita. Obviamente sabemos que ya no va a suceder, pero sí, me hubiera encantado quitarme esa espinita.
To Canelo, I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept it.
What do we think about Terence Crawford's performance, and do you want to get a fight with him?
If the money is right, I mean...
$100 million? I heard Turkey offered you a big money already.
150.
150?
So what's the reason for wanting the 200 million?
No, obviously he's a risk. He's a great fighter, and plus he bring to the ring the fight night. He bring 25 pounds more than me, so it's a risk. But I don't care about that. If the money is right, I can beat tomorrow that guy.